What we're going to have here, guys, is question 4.1. Okay, question 7. Multiply it out. You get 3x minus 12 is greater than 10x minus 15 plus 17. Tidy up the right hand side, so it's 10x is plus 2, 3x minus 12. Bring the 10x to the left and the 12 to the right. You get 3x minus 10x equals 2 plus 12. You get minus 7x is greater than 14. What do I always do? I multiply both sides by minus 1. Now what happens when you multiply both sides by minus 1? Sign changes. Now if you don't understand that, here's how you remember it. If you had 5 is bigger than 4 and you multiplied both sides by minus 1, what would happen to the 5 and the 4? Okay, and is minus 5 a bigger number than minus 4? So you also have to accompany that by a sign reversal. So it's the same logic. When you change the sign of both sides, what has to happen is it has to be followed by a sign change. And then we're going to divide by 7, which will give us x is smaller than 2. We're asked for a number line, a straight number line, and what we're asked is draw this out for me. What does x element r mean? X element r means it's allowed to be negative, it's allowed to be fractions, and it's allowed to be decimals. It can be any number you can think of. So what would happen here then? It was minus 2, and this is x element r. Is the minus 2 included? It has to be smaller than minus 2. So technically speaking, the first number would be minus 2.00000001 or something like that, wouldn't it? That's the first number that's smaller than minus 2. So to make this happen, what we do is we put a hollow circle around the 2 that says the minus 2 is not included. Then what we do is we shade in a line like so, and then that's the arrow there, and it goes on forever. All the numbers that are smaller than minus 2. Everybody alright with that? Now, if I was to change the question, and I change the question to this, at the very beginning I said it's greater than or equal to, how does that change your answer? Huh? It won't be a hollow circle, it will be a filled in circle, which means that the 2 is included in your answer. Okay? Now, imagine I change the question again. Imagine that this time, I'll just put that back there. Imagine this time, instead of x element r, I went with x element z. How does that change your number line? So what does that mean? It means it can't be a line, because you're not allowed fractions or decimals. So what does that mean then? Can I put a dot on minus 2? So I have to put a dot on minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and draw an arrow that's going that way. Everybody know the two variations of that now? R and Z. Now, look at question 10. Question 10 looks pretty difficult, but it's not really. So with question 10 we have 2/5 x minus 1 minus 3 over 2, 1 minus x, less than or equal to 19 over 10. Can anybody tell me, how do you multiply a fraction by a number? Anybody? Fraction multiplied by a number? Top by top, bottom by bottom. And if there's no bottom, it stays the same. So it's going to be 24 over 5. What I suggest you do is the same thing. This is a number, multiply top by top, keep the bottom the same. Everybody alright with that? And then watch out for the minus 3 though, because it's going to be minus 3 plus 3x all over 2, and then less than or equal to 19 over 10. What's the next problem we have? The denominators aren't compatible. I'm going to use tens. 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. So that's going to be a minus 5 on the top now, isn't it? And a 5 on the bottom. Leave that the way it was. What happens to the denominators? Cancelling. What happens next? 4x minus 4, yeah? Minus 15. Oh, sorry, no, the minus went to the 5. You were, wait a second. No, Higgins, I think you might be onto something there. Just give me one more minute with it. Higgins, I think you're right. Sorry guys, just gonna examine this again. Oh dear. It's gonna do this thing to me. Yes it is. It's definitely doing that thing to me. I'll go back a minute. Before the 5. Okay, so I'll go back here for 1 second, yeah? 2 top and bottom, yeah? I already used the minus, didn't I? So Higgins is right. I should just put a 5 on the outside. Good spot, Higgins. Okay? So the 5's cancel, the 10's cancel, and we get 4x minus 4, and that's technically minus 15, isn't it? Minus 15 plus 15x less than or equal to 19. What x's do we have then? And then here, minus 19 less than 19. A lot of 19's going on there. So 19x is going to be less than 38. X is going to be smaller than 2. Everybody happy enough with that? Okay. What is it element of? Element of R. So what does that mean? What do I do? Huh? And do I shade it in dot? Why is it shaded in? And then just specify that it's going to the left. Why do we draw the line? Because it tells you to graph the solution on the number line. Everybody see that? It's in the question. Solve the inequality first, then graph my line on the set. Okay. I'm going to throw a curveball at you now, okay? Here's the curveball. That's currently x element R, yeah? Can anybody tell me what would the answer be if it's x element Z? What's the answer now? Anybody? Huh? Minus 1. So I just shade them in, don't I? And they'll just keep going forever, yeah? And finally, one more curveball at you. If this was a x element n question, what does element n mean? It can't be a minus, alright? So, yeah, it appears I'm going to have to draw this thing again. Okay, so it can't be a minus, okay? So what does that mean? It's just going to be 2 and 1. 0 doesn't count as a natural number. Alright? So just 1 and 2. Perfect. That's all 3 variations. Now, double inequalities. Okay? Anybody remember these? Yeah, it's technically 2 questions in 1. Okay? So what I do, if this is the way I imagine it, okay? Just have a random shape here, and I need to fill it black. Here we go. Wait a minute. Yeah, let's use this one here. Right? Here's what I do. When I'm picturing this question, I do this. I come up with this, basically what I do. There's the first question. Minus 33 less than or equal to 7x minus 5. And then, when I'm doing the second question, what do I do? And that's my 2 questions. And I do that every time I see one of these. Then, once I'm there, what do I do next? Bring the 5 over the other side, just for a minute. Or I could do it the other way. Just 2 or 3 different ways of doing it. I'll get minus 28, because it would be a plus 5 when it heads over. Now, I'm going to do something called a spin here, alright? I can do this 2 ways. The first way I can do it is like this. I can do it the old-fashioned way. That's minus 7x. That's now a 28. No, because what I did there was, if you imagine this, 5 plus 2 is bigger than 6. Would you agree with that? If I brought the 2 over the other side, it's 5 is bigger than 6 minus 2. 5 is still bigger than 4. I just changed sides and I changed the sign. So it's different from what you're asking me to do. Now, in this part here though, I multiply both sides by minus 1. Now I change the sign. and then x is bigger than minus 4. That's one way of doing it. Now, a quicker way, which would happen in 2 lines from here, I could have done it this way. I'll just keep that there for a second. So, imagine I broke off here. I'm suggesting we do this. Do you know why 5 is bigger than 4, yeah? That also means 4 is smaller than. Do you see what I did there? Just flicked everything like a little switch. So what I'm doing is going to do this instead. Instead of doing all that, I can do this. Divide both sides by 7. That was much quicker, wasn't it? So you got to make up your mind what way you want to do stuff and do it. There's no wrong way. There's just longer ways and shorter ways. Okay. Now that that's sorted out with, we have x is greater than or equal to 4. Now what about the next side? Next side looks a bit easier, doesn't it? 7x is going to be smaller than minus 12 plus 5. 7x is smaller than minus 7. X is smaller than or equal to minus 1. So what does that mean in regards to my number line? Anybody? Group. Oh, it's grouped already. Sweet. Okay, just gonna copy that for later. So you're writing number lines out. Now, what do we have here, guys? Starts at minus 4, ends at minus 1. They're both filled in dots. Why is that? And then we just shade it in. Why am I shading it in? X element R. Everybody happy enough with that? Okay. Is there an X element Z one? Actually, this one's slightly awkward, isn't it? 15 looks slightly awkward. Okay, so gonna get here is 2x 2 greater than or equal to minus 2x greater than minus 8. Okay, I'll get my little box back again. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is this. Have 2 greater than minus 2x greater than minus 8. So again, smart one, eh? 2 greater than minus 2x. Okay, this is not going as smooth as last time. And then blank that one out and you're left with minus 2x greater than minus 8. You split it in half. What I suggest with the first one is we do a spin. Spin would mean this. Yeah. Okay. That's, and then divide it, multiply both sides by minus. Greater than minus 2. X is greater than minus 1. The next one I suggest multiplying both sides by minus. And x is smaller than 4. Okay. Then what I'm going to do next is this. It's x element Z. It starts at, anybody? Including minus 1? No. 0, 1, 2, 3, including 4? No. If I change that to that? Yes. If not, if I change that to that? But it's not. Is that alright? Okay. So, now, what we have here is this, guys. Find the solution set of 4x minus 1 less than or equal to 15 or x element of z. Bring the 1 over to your side, what do we get? 16. X less than or equal to 4. Okay, that's easy marks. Part 2. X over 2 plus x over 3 greater than 5 over 6. What's the problem here? Yeah. And then after that, yeah, just add them together to get 5x. And then, oh wait, there's no x on this side though. And after that, x is greater than 1. Now, see this little piece of language here? It wants you to combine the answer of P with the answer from Q. So it wants all the numbers that are smaller than or equal to 4, but they also have to be bigger than, greater than 1. Yeah, it's basically intersection, but it basically means combine both answers together. So, yeah. So, what I'm going to do here, just do that again. So, bigger than 1, guys. To include the 1. 2, 3, to include the 4. Yeah. Find P intersection Q. Because P is the first answer, Q is the second answer. P intersection Q means combine both answers together to get a number line. Is that alright? Okay, last one of the day. Find the smallest natural number k such that 2x plus 4x plus 3 plus 7 times 2x plus 4 is smaller than this over here. What would be a good way to attempt this question? Even if you didn't have a clue. Multiply it out for a start. That'd be a good start off. And keep everything the same. You've never seen one like this before, so it doesn't really make much sense at the moment. Now, what can we do next? Yeah, add the x's together. And 12 plus 28, 40. It's the same amount on both sides though, isn't it? Imagine I had this, 8 is bigger than 7. Would you agree with that? Imagine I said 8 is 5 plus 3. And I said on the other side, well look, 7 is 5 plus 2. What happens if I cut off the 5's? Is 3 still bigger than 2? So what do you think I'm going to do here? Cancel the 20x's in a similar fashion. Spin it. And then divide by 20. K is a bigger number than 2. That's your lot. Okay. That's us. 7